Today's podcast is brought to you by Every Plate. Get $1.49 per meal when you use my code GOODTHINGS149. And SeatGeek. Get $20 off your first order when you use my code Nash. Okay, back to the podcast. All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to the All Good Things podcast. My guest today is, what can I say? This is the person who made me who I am, the person who did everything for me in life, and now she's here on the podcast. We didn't speak about her holding a microphone before, so I'm not sure you're going to be able to hear her today, but here she is, Lorraine Nash.
Hi. Do I need to hold this? Do I need to turn it on?
Yeah, turn it on. It's on.
Okay. Hello.
How are you?
Hello.
You look great.
Oh, thank you. I try.
What are you here to promote today?
Are you getting this side?
Well, there's no cameras here.
Oh. So are you getting my profile? Okay.
Well, that's one camera as a profile, and then your main camera's here, Mom. You see that one?
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. All right. Well, hi. How are you, Jay?
You look great.
Thank you.
Did you do your makeup and stuff? And your hair?
I did the makeup because of tonight.
Oh. Well, tell everybody where we're going tonight.
We're going to the AGT For Brady premiere.
Oh, my God.
I can't wait. That's going to be fun.
Are you excited?
Yes, very excited.
I got a text today from the people at Paramount
Yes.
that Tom Brady is supposed to be there.
He's coming?
Yes. So
Okay.
the Paramount people, they called and they said, oh, we have this movie. It's called AGT For Brady. So they flew you out to come here
Yes,
and to
they
go to the
did.
premiere. And we're going to leave in like an hour. And we'll be able to report next week to see.
Yeah, and I'm very
what happened.
excited.
You are?
I am very excited.
What would you say
Yeah.
to Tom if you got a chance to talk to Tom Brady, your number one?
I think I would cry
Why would you cry?
because he's so perfect.
Yeah? He is pretty perfect. He's not perfect. He's not a perfect human being. No one's perfect.
I mean, nobody's
But pretty close.
perfect in that sense, but in terms of from where he started to where he is now,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how can anybody say one bad thing about him?
Yeah, incredible.
You know what I mean? Like, even with social media.
And he was not drafted. He was not a high draft pick.
199.
199, yeah.
Yeah.
And he made it.
And he was thin and he was skinny and he didn't have the physique that he has now. I mean, he just worked day and night, and he's very dedicated, and during the season he sacrifices all the delicious foods. He eats avocado ice cream because, he wants to be healthy and stay in shape, and he loves the sport so much. And I don't know anyone that's worked as hard as him.
Yeah.
And then forget about his, 7 rings. Forget about how handsome he is. But the real best part about Tom Brady is him as a person.
Oh, yeah. What kind of person is he?
He's an amazing human being.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He gave up his part of his salary to build the team. Who does that? What other sports figure or quarterback
Right.
in your lifetime have you heard of giving up money, their part of their salary,
Yeah.
to
It's
build
pretty rare.
to build the team?
Yeah.
He doesn't own. Bob Kraft owns the Patriots. He doesn't have any interest.
Yeah.
That's why I like him.
Oh, that's good.
That's why I like him. He's a good person, and he always remembers to say hi to his parents and his kids and, his family.
Yeah.
And he's just a good person. And it's just like, I don't think he should be like, I don't like to hear people put him down because
on the local news station in Boston, somebody said some negative things about Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And you wrote this
First
person.
time I ever did this in my life.
You wrote him an email.
Like, I have never, honest to God, like, I have never, ever in my life, I'm just not like that type of person. I'm not that, like, out there. And I just said, shame on you. Shame of you.
Did you use those words? Shame on you?
I did, yeah.
Shame on you.
Shame on you. All that Tom Brady has done for this city and for the Boston Patriots. And I should have said, he makes your salary because you wouldn't have a job without Tom Brady.
Yeah, wouldn't have anyone watching.
But here's the thing: you don't have to be negative about someone. Or if you do want to make a statement, then just it's how you say it and when you say it, and you can still be nice about it.
And you got an answer back from this reporter.
And he emailed me back, and he said that he was going to try to be more thoughtful, and he apologized. I felt like it was okay for me to. Like I know him, you know.
Yeah. Well,
and because I like him, I think I was able to.
People do that all the time with people they watch. They that's called a parasocial relationship.
Right.
Right.
I watch him 2 times a night.
And you've seen
the 7 o'clock news, the 11 o'clock news.
And you've seen a change in his reporting since then.
About Tom.
Yeah.
Everything else is great. Yeah. No, he is very careful, and he knows. He knows
what. You'll come after him?
No, I know. I think he knows that what I think he realizes what I said is true.
Right. So you're out here in LA.
Yeah.
You're visiting. You get to see your grandchildren. That makes you happy.
Oh, the best.
The best.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
actually, I didn't come out for 80 for Brady. I came out because the last time Charlie and you guys came for the holidays,
yeah,
Charlie was upset and she didn't want to leave. And I promised her that I said, I promise I'll come. And she said, pinky promise, and I can't break a pinky promise. Like, I just can't break a pinky promise.
Right.
And the thing is, I used to come and stay 3 or 4 weeks in January, and then with COVID, and then I had surgery, and so I really haven't been here since, January of 2020.
It's been a while.
About 3 years.
Yeah.
3 years.
And you surprised David the other day?
Yeah, that
what
was
happened?
Fun. I had my sunglasses on, and I had my mask, and I had this little hat on, and we were at Dobrik's Pizza, which, by the way, is delicious. Anyways, so we went over there, and he happened to be there, so that's where we went to surprise him.
Yeah.
And he was passing out pizza, a new kind of pizza to try.
Yeah.
And I just turned around and said, "Can I have a slice?" and it's hard to surprise David. He's not easy.
Yeah. No.
You know what I mean? Like
he's very smart. He knows.
He's very observant and he's very aware.
Yeah.
And I was really surprised that he was surprised,
Yeah,
and that I could surprise him.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I love David. He's like part of our family. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, what were you like growing up? What kind of kid were you?
Quiet, very shy.
You were?
Extremely shy.
You were shy? Oh, I don't believe that.
Well, I was the youngest in my family of all the cousins, and so, yeah, I was like the youngest in my family, and so I couldn't get a word in edgewise. I was very shy, extremely shy, quiet.
And then when you met Dad when you were 14?
Yes.
Right. And what was that like? You fell in love with him?
We were friends for a long, long time.
Uh-huh.
And then, in those days you didn't live with someone.
Right.
You either got married or you moved on.
Right.
So
you got to be 21 and you got married.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
And that was something that you wanted to do, or you felt like you had to because you just wanted to get out of your parents' house?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Okay.
And in those days, we did what our parents expected of us.
Yes.
We really didn't, have our own dreams. We lived our parents' dreams.
Yeah.
And the older sister's dreams. Like, I have an older sister. So everything she did, I was supposed to follow. I was the rebel in my family, I'll tell you that.
You were?
I'm definitely the rebel, yeah.
Really? So you were doing your own thing, thinking out of the box.
I just wanted to live my own life and not be committed to doing, what I felt I didn't. I just wanted to live more organically than have a plan and follow in someone's footsteps. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody just got married and they had a family, and I just always felt, not that I mean, you know how much I love my family. You know how much,
Of course.
But I don't think that's all that I can do. I didn't think that's all that I could do.
Mm.
Yeah.
What did you want to do? What did you have dreams to do?
Get a house on the ocean and write.
Yeah?
Yeah. But then my parents said to me, get a real job.
So when I said to you, I want to get a house on the ocean and write, why did you say go for it?
I was shocked because I don't think I ever told you that. You didn't know that that's what I wanted to do.
No.
And for you to just tell me you wanted to be a writer.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was quite a moment for me.
Yeah.
Because I was living, I think that is true. I was living my dream through you. You were accomplishing what I never got to do.
Yeah.
Which was really nice for me and for you because you knew that I supported you. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't supported in a lot of the time.
No, you weren't.
In the things that I wanted. But that was a very normal thing.
I feel that way when I watch Wyatt play music. When we went to his show the other night, I thought, oh, it's like I'm up there doing it.
Exactly.
In a little way. It's interesting.
Yeah, because
it's like I would have loved to have learned to play an instrument and been in a band, but I never was.
Don't tell me that.
Huh?
Don't tell me that.
Well, why? I wasn't good at it.
Because when I handed you the guitar...
No, I know. I couldn't do it.
You could have been...
No, I didn't have the patience for it.
Okay.
I didn't have the patience for it.
I wish you had, though.
I wish I had, too.
I wish you had
It's my one regret in life is not learning the piano. Even just to play, just for fun.
Or even the guitar. The guitar would have been enough. Just strumming a guitar is good.
Yeah, I can't do it. I don't know. It is what it is.
There's going to come a time in your life when you're not running around trying to support your family.
Yeah.
And there's going to come a time when you're going to pick up a guitar and you're going to do it.
Yeah, maybe.
I know there is.
I overheard you upstairs talking to my sister, Barry, and you said, Barry, it's crazy here. It's crazy. And what did you mean by that?
Well, because you don't stop.
Right. Tell everybody what life is like here.
So you wake up. No, I should tell everybody first what life is at home.
Yeah, tell everybody what life is at home. Yeah, go.
So life at home is...
What is life at home
like? I wake up. I prepare the coffee the night before.
You live in an apartment. A cute little apartment. It's great.
It's very small.
Yeah, nice town.
Great town.
Great town.
Oh, yeah, awesome town.
Boston's great.
Boston's great.
The suburbs of Boston's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very safe. I feel,
Safe.
yeah. So I live alone, and I live in an apartment, and I wake up, and I always prepare the coffee the night before, so I just press the button.
Yeah. You know there's a timer.
Yes, I know that, but I don't know what time I feel like getting up.
I got you. Oh, why? Hey, we're living now.
Do you know how many years?
What time I feel like it.
Do you know how many years?
I know.
I jumped out of bed and jumped in the shower, and New York was on the phone, and they said, you got to catch the plane into, I had to drive to Maine.
You've earned it.
I've earned it.
You've earned it.
I do think I've earned it.
For sure.
So anyways, I press the button and I put my music on. And lately I've been putting Wyatt's music on because his voice and his music is outstanding. And
he's unreal.
I can't believe it. I mean, I just can't believe
it's unreal what he's
talented
doing. So talented.
As he is. So
great big cow.
So anyways, I sometimes a lot of the time I listen to Wyatt's music. Or I'll listen to my own. I love music, and I'll just listen to music.
Classical?
And wake up. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's Billy Joel. Elton John.
I love Billy Joel.
Yep. Yeah. Billy Joel's one of my favorites. Elton John. Aerosmith. I mean, they're all of them. Bon Jovi. All of them. Chris Martin.
Yeah.
Coldplay. I mean, all of them are great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what? And what do you do?
And then I just like chill out and wake. I take a long time to wake up in the morning. I'm not a morning person.
That's why you're so good for you.
I am not a morning person. Yeah. I take a long time to.
Because I jump out of bed and I'm gone. I go.
But you're not a morning. You do it because you push yourself to do it.
Right. I'm a morning person.
Are you? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I work out in the morning because I'm afraid the day will get past me and I won't get to go.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
And then here, on the other hand, is you wake up, you have a sip of coffee. You don't even get to finish a cup. You have a sip of coffee, and the next thing you're off and running like a racehorse. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to go over here. We're going to go over there. So it's taxing. I mean, it's wonderful, but LA is fun, and I like the people. You know what I like about LA? I love every one of your friends.
Oh, yeah.
It's not that I love LA. It's just that your friends are so great that I miss. Like when I come here, I'm really excited to see everyone.
Right.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. There's not one that I.
Who's your favorite?
Oh, I don't know. I don't want to say. I don't want to say.
I know who your favorite is. We don't have to say.
I like them. I like them all for different reasons, I guess.
Sure. They're all really sweet.
They all have their own personality.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and of course, I feel like David is part of our family, and I'll always feel that way about David.
Yeah.
Because he's just a good soul.
It was nice the other day. We went to see a wedding venue.
Yep.
And we were going to go, and I was going to drive Naveen and you to Malibu. And I said, "Oh, do you want to come?" And then David just drove us, which was like so nice. It was like being with family.
It is
like old times.
Yeah, when I'm with David, I really do feel like he's part of our family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though he's a stinker. No, remember when you were going down the stairs and he says, we went and saw this mansion and my mother, there's a movie room downstairs, and so my mother, it takes time for her to get down the stairs, and she doesn't just fly down there, and so David is behind her going, "Oh Jesus, come on, Lorraine, you take forever."
Yeah, well, I had these boots on and they're slippery, so
yeah, we don't want you to fall. We don't want you to fall.
Yeah, and quite honestly, I'm not 25 anymore.
No, I can barely go down them too.
Yeah, but I mean, I get his personality, and maybe that's why maybe someone would be like offended in some kind of way, but I'm not.
No. That kind of humor is just really funny. You get that kind of humor. That's one thing about you is that I always knew you as my mother, just being this incredible mother, but it wasn't until I got to be a lot older when I realized what an incredible person you are.
Oh, do you know that's the nicest compliment anybody could ever receive? Thank you.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
It wasn't until I was older that I realized, I thought, oh my God, she's incredible. You're just incredible. You're so wonderful the way you talk to people. And the other day we went in and Taylor came out with a jewelry line a month ago or whatever, and it came to the house, and I never even mentioned it to Taylor. She sent it for Charlie, which was really nice, and I never even mentioned it. But you walked in, the first thing you said was, "Taylor, I saw your jewelry line," and you just make everybody feel good. You're always thinking about everybody, asking about people. Where does that come from?
I think Papa was like that. My father was.
Oh, right. Was he like that?
Yeah, he always picked up the check. He always was tipped, always felt bad for the waiters, over-tipped.
Oh, yeah?
He's just a really solid person.
Yeah.
Just a solid, self-made person. Father.
What do you think about generosity?
I think we all need to share more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all live in a world where we all feel entitled.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not entitled to anything.
Right.
And I think the harder you work for something, the more you appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, it's just funny now because, like, if you don't work hard for... Okay, let me just ask you. You've worked really hard. I know personally what you've been
Sitting
through.
on a couch.
I know what you went through.
Sure.
And what you're still going through, actually.
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel good that you went through all that? You don't learn from your success. You learn from your failures.
For sure. Like going so many years trying to make it as a stand-up or as an actor, and then when YouTube hit, like it hit for me, there's like this
You couldn't believe it, and you didn't take it for granted, and you still don't take it for granted.
There's something nice about not taking stuff for granted. Like, you really don't take it for granted. And I'll see people who are younger that take it for granted, and there's something really fulfilling about that, about being like, just like knowing, like, oh wow, like I'm so lucky.
You put the time in.
Yeah, like you can feel it, and you can say that, and you say, oh, I'm grateful, and I'm lucky. And people talk, but you really, when you feel it, and when you really like know that, oh man, like thank God this is here, and I worked for this, I worked for this. It's a nice feeling.
Yeah, it is. It is good. I mean, I just think you can't take anything for granted because we only have today. We only have the present.
Yeah. Today's podcast is brought to you by EveryPlate. Get $1.49 per meal when you use my code GoodThings149. And as you guys know, I've been on a body transformation last year, and I'm trying to keep it. I'm trying to stay at this weight. One of my secrets to the way I've been keeping the weight off is a meal plan. And what's so great about EveryPlate, the meals are just 650 calories per meal. So it's really nice at the end of the day when you want something good, you want something tasty, but you want to stay within your limit. That's why I just love EveryPlate. Not only that, guys, the food is fantastic. It tastes so good, and it saves you money. Guys, choose EveryPlate over takeout to save money while still enjoying quick, satisfying meals. Our meals are 58% cheaper than your average fast casual meal. You get more bang for your bite with America's best value meal kit. If you order food from a food delivery service, if you order takeout, if you go out to eat, it's even cheaper than grocery shopping. EveryPlate provides plenty of delicious variety so your taste buds never get bored. With 25 tasty and affordable recipes to choose from each week, it's easy to find something for everyone. Plus, find delicious options all day long with up to 22 sides, snacks, and desserts and more. And right now, guys, get $1.49 per meal by going to everyplate.com/podcast and entering code GoodThings149. That's $1.49 per meal at everyplate.com/podcast, code GoodThings149. And my thanks to EveryPlate for sponsoring this podcast. Guys, today's podcast is brought to you by the one and only SeatGeek. Yes, we love SeatGeek. We need to support SeatGeek, guys. We have to. And I don't feel bad asking you to do that because SeatGeek is the best company out there, the best ticketing app out there. The app, it's flawless. It works great. It gets you all kinds of tickets for anything that you want to go see. Go see your favorite artist and use SeatGeek. Get the app, download it on your phone, have it there, have it ready for when you want to see a show. I've used the SeatGeek app countless times, and what I love most about it is you just show your phone, the tickets come right up, and you go right into the show. You don't have to worry about losing the tickets, which is something that I have done in the past. Please go check out SeatGeek. They've just been a great partner over the years. They sponsored the last roast. We're doing lots of stuff with them this year outside of the podcast, and we just love them so much. So please go support them. And right now, you'll get $20 off your first order when you sign up for SeatGeek, guys. Just use my code Nash. Download the app right now. Go to the link in the description. Go out, press the flesh. You got to be out there. You got to be out with the people. You know what I'm saying? That's important. And my thanks to SeatGeek for sponsoring this podcast. My thanks to SeatGeek for always being there for us. And please go support them, guys. And yeah, okay, back to the podcast. I want to be able to look at this episode when you're gone. This is it.
Oh, okay.
The final act.
Great. All right, go. Shoot.
So what? I want Barry to watch this and say, oh, wow.
Barry was funny today.
Yeah.
She said, "Tell them what you used to do when we were kids." And I didn't even really remember this. She said, "If they want to get to know who you are,
yeah,
people want to get to know who you are."
She's so smart.
Yeah. Tell them that this sums up who you are. When it was my birthday, Jason picked. I gave Jason a gift.
Oh, yeah.
And when it was Jason's birthday, he gave me a gift so that the other child didn't feel left out.
Yeah.
Because one was getting all the presents and the other one was just watching.
Yeah.
So she said that kind of sums up, if you want to know, if they want to get to know you, that's, and I do feel that way about sharing. It makes it more fun to share.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. really nice.
I do. I think sharing makes it more fun. I think if you hoard stuff and you keep things to yourself, and this is psychologically too, I think materially, psychologically, I think it's always, you get so much more out of sharing. Even your problems.
Yeah, it's true.
Why are you crying?
Well, I'm just thinking about you. You're just the best.
God, I can't even believe this is crazy. I was crying yesterday.
No, you're just the best. I wish people could. I wish I could explain what you did for me. That's all. But it's too hard to explain.
Okay, so all right, so what I did for you, I'm watching you do for Wyatt.
No, it's
and
different.
I told Wyatt that.
No,
said,
it's different.
It's not.
No, you didn't have an education. You were on your own.
I was a single mom.
Yeah, you had me and you had Barry. We lived in a little apartment.
I had jobs. I mean, I had good jobs. I was lucky. I really built.
You busted your butt.
I made the most of.
You worked as a.
I worked in the
cosmetics industry.
As
yeah.
account executive for New England.
We used to go to the mall. I used to go to the mall with you,
and I would help the training and train the makeup.
I would go to the mall with you.
Artist.
I would go into the makeup mall, and you'd say, "Okay, go take a walk. Go take a walk around the mall." And the first walk around the mall is great. When you're 13, you're like, "Oh, this is great, the mall." So I walk into the mall. I'm going to all the stores. I'm having a blast, right? And you go to the cool malls. You went to the nice malls where they sell fancy makeup.
Saks.
Yeah, so I go to Spencer Gifts, and I loved it. I go to the toy store, then I come back. I need a little more time. Then I take a second walk in the mall. And then maybe by the fourth or fifth walk in the mall, I'm like, oh man, I got to get out of the mall. But yeah, that's one thing I remember. But not that it was bad. I was with you at least.
Well, now I wouldn't want you to be in the mall because the mall was awful.
What's wrong with the mall? Oh, because of COVID?
Crazies. A lot of crazies.
Oh, no.
A lot of crazy people in the mall.
Yeah, but you really just, you just did so much for me. I mean,
I did what a mother is supposed to do.
Yeah, but so many mothers are.
They don't, but that doesn't make.
It's not even that.
I did what I was supposed to do.
No, it's not that. There's plenty of mothers that provide for their kids. That's fine, but you never were passive aggressive, or you never were jealous, or you never were nasty. You were always just, even if you had the worst day, you would come home and just turn it all off.
You do that with Charlie. I see you do it every day. And Wyatt. She lights up your life. When you love someone, now you're going to agree with me.
Yeah.
When you love someone that selfishly and that much, and they walk into the room, you could be dying of the biggest terminal illness, and that just goes away, and all you see is that person that you love unconditionally. At least that's the way I guess love is different to different people. Mm-hmm. I love you.
Yeah.
But do you really love that person? Are you willing to go through thick or thin with that person?
I took Charlie to school this morning, and she likes these Frappuccino jarred coffee drinks that you buy, and you can only get them at one place, the gas station. And then I went in, and I just don't have much to say to her these days. I don't know how to talk to her or whatever.
Just be there.
So I went in. We were silent in the car. And then I went in and I bought, and then I was walking out and I realized I bought 7 Frappuccinos. It just subconsciously, and I gave her the 7 Frapp. She only wanted one. And I said, I got you a stash. She said, oh, wow, thanks so much. I said, I'll put the other ones in the fridge. You'll have them. But that was the only thing I could, that was my only way of connecting with her. It was
Okay, so she's 14.
Right.
You don't have to worry about a thing. You've already done your work.
Oh, interesting.
Hitler used to say the first 7 years of a child's life is when he wants. Give me a child for the first
Did you
7
say
years.
Hitler?
You can have him for the rest of his life. Yeah, that's what he did. He wanted to wipe out everybody and make everybody
Took me a second.
the same.
I thought you were going to say Dr. Phil or Oprah.
So
Hitler's got
so
great.
all right. So
He knows how to
you-
raise a child.
No.
I
He
know.
wanted to.
I get it. The 7 years is the most important.
The first. Okay. So cut all that out. The first
No,
7
we
years
can't
of a
cut that. It's too
child's
funny.
life is what's important. That's
Right.
where they form their values.
Right.
That's where
That's an interesting way to look at
That's
it.
where they form their character. By the time they're 15
Yeah.
and you say, "Oh, I want to be your friend," forget
Yeah.
about it. They don't want to be your friend. They don't even know who you are because you haven't spent a minute with them.
Yeah.
You need to listen more. Shut up and listen. So it's Stephen that.
The parent needs to shut up and listen.
Parent needs to shut up and
Yeah.
listen.
Interesting.
And the fact that you were quiet is a good thing.
How do you feel at this age? You're going to be 79 in a week.
Yeah, you feel like the time flew.
Yeah.
And the only way I can really accept it, because getting older, you're running out of time. But the way I can accept it is I wouldn't want it to be, 20 years ago because I wouldn't have had Wyatt and Charlie.
Yeah.
So that's how
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, I mean, I've got Wyatt and Charlie.
Yeah.
And I try to make the most of that.
Yeah. Yeah, you brought me lobster once in the dorm. I moved into UMass Amherst. I was a freshman, and I was new to the dorm. And Jeff was sitting there with me, my new friend, and I said, my mom's is coming up from...
Oh, no, I called you. I was working. I had an account up in
Hartford.
the area.
Yeah.
And I stayed at the Marriott up in very close to UMass and Amherst.
This is the kind of person my mother is, Mitch.
And I said, I'm going to be in town. Do you want to have dinner? And you said, oh, I'm loaded with work.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay. So I ordered room service and I ordered baked stuffed lobster and I ordered like everything that I felt like having. And then while I was waiting for them to bring it, because I ordered it, I had already ordered it, but they hadn't brought it yet. And so you called and you said, you know what? I really would like to see you, and I got a lot of work done fast. And so, come to the dorm.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. So, I had my carry-on, my little wheelie, and I waited for the lobster to come with the silver cover,
Yeah.
So I put everything in, and I got on the elevator, and I walked through the lobby. They must have thought, what's that smell? Walking through the lobby. And then I walked into your dorm, and I said you said, this is Jeff. And I said, hi, and I gave Jeff a big hug, and then I started taking this big gourmet dinner. And Jeff said to me, will you call my mother and be friends with her?
It was pretty great to get lobster in the dorm, I have to say.
He was
That was funny. He was like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, well, who is this lady? That's really funny. I wanted to do a segment with you on the podcast really quick. It's Lorraine's Hollywood Minute. And I know you're very abreast on all the Hollywood stars, something that you keep up with a lot.
Well, I don't. My memory's not good.
Is there anything happening?
If you ask me, the one thing about getting old that's hard is my remembering.
Oh yeah,
remembering
I think your memory's really good.
No, not really. Like
No?
I used to have a photogenic memory, and I used to be
Really?
strong memory, and I don't anymore. So I forget names. It'll come back. They'll come
What's
to
going
me.
on with one of your favorites, Jennifer Lopez? Can you tell us, Lorraine? Can you tell us
I
the
love her.
report?
She just got married in Georgia.
Who did she get married to?
Ben Affleck, who she was engaged to him a long time ago. They were engaged.
And you love Ben
and
Affleck.
I think the paparazzi. I like Ben Affleck and Matt Damon because they're from Boston.
I like Ben Affleck
and I like them
Matt
both.
Damon a lot.
I like them both. They're
They're excellent.
as people.
Yeah.
But they're great people because they're from Boston.
Yeah.
They've got that cultural, friendly, nice, laid back.
What did you
feeling.
What did you think? What do you think happened with J-Lo and Ben Affleck?
I think the paparazzi screwed them up.
So they were together the first time when they were in their 30s.
They were engaged.
Yes.
And I think it's a good thing that they didn't get married then.
You do?
I really do. I think...
This is one of my favorite things to do, is to talk to my mom about celebrities that we don't know.
Yeah.
And we kind of gonna just guess what we think.
Let me tell you what I think.
Because they're both good. They're both great. They're both beautiful people. And let's go.
Let me tell you what I think.
It's one of my favorite things to do.
So getting back to the idea that you appreciate more after you've experienced life and you're older, and you've had a chance to date some frogs.
Yep.
That's when you appreciate the prince. Yeah. So I don't think it would have lasted then. I think it is going to last now because they have a better appreciation for each other. And so that goes back to my theory that when the worst thing in the world happens to you, like you have a broken engagement, suck it up and say, it's meant to be. If something happens, it's supposed to happen that way. Mm-hmm. If the most traumatic thing in your life happens, it's okay. Because one day you're going to look back and say, if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be where I am today. Yeah. It got me here today. So if you say, what would you change in your life? A lot of people say I wouldn't change a thing because it got me who I am today. Yeah. It got me here. And I think that's the case. As much as I would have loved, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez to make it back then, right. I don't think they would have. There would have been too much pressure. If they hadn't been smart enough to break the engagement and they went through with the marriage, right? Yeah. They would have been destroyed by the paparazzi, and they would have ripped them to shreds. Yeah, that's interesting. And plus, I think they were both young. I think Ben was young, and I think from what I've read about Ben, he's matured a lot more, and I don't think he was mature enough to be married. I can only speak for my own thing, and being older now, let's say Ben Affleck and I are similar we're similar in age, right. At least. Right. He's a hell of a lot more handsome, but I know now that I'm engaged, you appreciate it more. I just... And you weren't really ready. I just appreciate it so much. Just all the years I spent alone after I got divorced and being alone. And I got good with being alone. You have to find the right person, too. I think that's really key, too. Finding the right person. Somebody wrote on my Instagram yesterday, they were like, oh, I want to meet somebody, And you really got to... You really got to make yourself good. You got to get yourself to a place, and then I think that's the only way. Spending all that time by myself. You have to work on yourself. Yeah, and not really, because I was like, okay, I'll just be alone for the rest of my life. That's fine. I was fine with it. I really was. I was good. I watched Curb Your Enthusiasm and go to bed. You just weren't ready to be, and it wasn't a bad thing. It wasn't even about anybody. It was about you. You just weren't ready. Yeah. I think guys, a bad person. Guys are they're really dumb. They're not dumb, but they just mature a lot later. I went in when Charlie was in first grade. I brought her into the class. They had a little parents' day. She looks amazing. Marnie dresses her perfect. She's unbelievable. This little 6, 5, 7 years old. I get to the school. I don't know where the class is. Daddy, I'll show you where the class is. This is where I do this. This is where I do that. She's walking around, showing me everything. Yeah. We get into the class, and they say, all right, everybody come sit in a circle. And then I look at all the girls, and all the girls look like Charlie. And then I get to the first boy. It's the same age. The kid starts talking. They can't even form a word. The boy is so far behind, picking his nose, and all the boys are just they look like gremlins. That's why, and they're the same age. This is the boys in her class. That's why usually girls will wind up with guys a couple of years older than them. Yeah. That's that theory, Right. That they're more mature. I think with your father and I, what made a difference was... I went for therapy, and he chose not to. and the therapist told me everything in life is going to be easy breezy for me, other than death and taxes. Yeah. And that your father would get there. He'll get there, but it will be a lot more taxing.
You were way ahead on the therapy game. Like you went to therapy in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Did people balk at that? Did they go, well, Lorraine, what are you doing going to therapy?
I never asked. I never cared. Who cares? Who gives a crap?
Good for you.
Yeah, I mean, like...
You're good like that. You don't really care what people think.
I don't follow the crowd.
No.
And I never would. No.
Isn't that interesting?
I'm my own drummer. I do my own thing.
You have any advice for me?
Yeah, I told you and Naveen. Treat each other like it's the last time you're ever going to see each other. Every day of your life. Every day. No matter what you're going through. You can't love someone if you don't respect them. It's just not possible. Even Charlie deserves respect. Even kids, teenagers deserve to be respected.
Of course.
And heard.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't really know how to love if you don't know how to respect someone. Because that comes hand in hand. So treat each other like it's the last time you're going to ever see each other. Or treat each other like the day you got engaged. You know what I mean? Like, just always remember what a gift you are to each other. And everything else falls short of that, right? You're having a bad day, somebody cut you off, you lost your job, you lost all your money. Does that give you the right to take it out on the person that's the most important person in the world to you? And come home and have misdirected anger? Because the truth is, when you have an argument with someone it's that you truly love, if you're in love with somebody and you really love them, and you start to be mean and argue with them, it's really misdirected anger. You need to go to a therapist. You need to figure out what's going on with you. It's about you.
Yeah. Okay, listen, we've got to get to Tom Brady. I got to get you on the red carpet. All right, guys, that is the podcast. Thank you so much for watching. This is my mom. Go.
I hope you weren't bored.
Into the mic.
I hope you weren't bored. I hope it wasn't boring.
It wasn't boring. People want to... You know what's great about you? I was thinking this the other day. You're just such a great buffer. Like, when you're here, like, it's so great when you're here. Because, like, we'll be in the car. And, like, when we were in the car with David, like, David and I might not have, like, something to say to each other. You know, like, it's awkward sometimes because he doesn't know what to say to me, and I don't know, I've known him for so long, and our age difference. But you'll just come right in and just be like, "So, David, how many Snapchats you gonna do today?"
I save it all up,
and he'll answer you, you know, and he's forced to, and he loves it. He loves to, you know, he thinks it's funny like me. But that's why it's great when you're here. I want to move you out here. I think you really should come out here for good. What do you think? Are you ready? Ready for the star's life?
I'll visit a lot more, I think, now that
maybe Tom will take you away today.
I think that Tom is going to have people lined up.
No. No.
I don't think he's ready, and I don't think he will.
He's not ready for you.
No.
He's not ready for you, I'll tell you. No, finish what you're going to say.
I'll tell you something. I think he's not going to connect with anybody for a long while. I think he understands that, you know.
No, I'm going to make sure.
He needs some time.
I'm going to make sure you meet Tom Brady tonight. Mark my words. It's going to happen.
Thank you.
We love you guys. Always.
Love you guys.
Thank you for watching these podcasts. And we just love you so much. Thanks for watching this episode. This episode means so much to me. Mom, you are the absolute best person. You've done everything for me. And
You're going to make me cry.
I hope I make you proud. And
make me proud every day of your life.
I'm so, so, so grateful for everything that you've done for me. And I just love you so much.
Love you too.
And I'm so grateful that you're here today, right now, and we can still have more good times.
Yes.
I love you.
And I love you too. And I feel so blessed. Sometimes I think it's a dream.
I feel that way too.
Sometimes I think I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
It's
really nice that we
to
have each
have
other.
a family, children and grandchildren, that are just so nice in every way.
But we gotta go. We gotta get to Tom. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Bye.
Bye. Love you guys.